Hey and welcome to the Daily Manchester United News show. Let's begin with our daily news. Manchester United confirm Rasmus Hojlund's transfer could miss early season. Manchester United have announced the signing of Danish striker Rasmus Hojlund, unveiling the 20-year-old ahead of their preseason friendly against Lens. The youngster has signed a contract until June 2028 with the option to extend it for another year. He has scored 27 goals in 87 club appearances, out of which 10 came for Atalanta in the previous season. Hojlund told ManUnited.com, "It's no secret that I have been a fan of this great club since I was a small boy, and I dreamed of walking out at Old Trafford as a Manchester United player. I am incredibly excited by this opportunity to turn that dream into a reality, and I am determined to repay the faith that the club has shown in me. It's still early in my career, but I know that I am ready to make this step up and play with this group of world-class players." Samuel Luxshard reports that Hojlund could miss the first few weeks of the season through injury. The new United striker suffered a small issue during preseason training with Atalanta and is not ready to play. Man United have previously been guilty of signing strikers at the tail end of their careers. Wout Weghorst, Cristiano Ronaldo, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Igalo, and Falcao make that unwanted list. Rasmus Hojlund's arrival breaks that trend. The Athletic previously reported that United have spent 75 million euros plus 10 million euros in performance-related add-ons to sign Hojlund. Harry Kane was the primary target for the Red Devils. However, they quickly realized Tottenham Hotspur wouldn't sell him to a direct Premier League rival. Hojlund is young and may take time to settle in the Premier League, but he has all the tools to be a massive hit. Real Sociedad in talks over Donny van de Beek transfer. It has not been an easy couple of seasons for Donny van de Beek at Manchester United. The Dutchman must have thought his luck had turned when Erik Ten Hag walked through the door last summer, but his poor season, curtailed by injury, has only reinforced the feeling that he must leave Old Trafford to revitalize his career. Now it seems he has an escape route, with La Liga outfit Real Sociedad keen to sign him during the current transfer window. According to Fabrizio Romano, Sociedad are locked in negotiations with Man United over a loan deal with an option to buy clause, and things could progress rather quickly, with Romano claiming that the deal will be make or break over the next 7 to 10 days. The points of contention to be ironed out between the clubs will likely come down to Sociedad's contribution towards Van de Beek's £140,000 a week salary and the value of the option to buy clause. Should the two meet an accord over these particulars, it's expected that the midfielder will jump at the chance to make the switch. The player is keen to trade environment, particularly with the Euros around the corner. Van de Beek missed the Qatar World Cup due to a lack of playing time and will not want a repeat of that disappointment next summer. A move to Spain could be exactly what he needs, having seen his promising career stall since making the move over from Ajax in 2020. He has made 60 appearances in all competitions over the course of 3 seasons, scoring twice and assisting the same. At 26 years of age, there is plenty of time for Van de Beek to recapture his best form, and Real Sociedad could very well be the place to do it. Manchester United set Scott McTominay asking price amid West Ham interest. Manchester United are looking to raise funds in order to carry on strengthening Erik Ten Hag's squad, and Scott McTominay looks likely to be among the departures. The midfielder is one of the most sellable assets in the squad, who is not considered among its key players and could fetch a high price. His Premier League experience and home ground status contribute to high value, with Newcastle United and West Ham both keen on a move. The latter, in particular, are sure to make an approach, having failed to sign a single player so far this summer. David Moyes is also a known admirer. As reported by the People's Person, West Ham are currently plotting their advance and want both Scott McTominay and his teammates Harry Maguire, and now Football Insider claims that Man United have set their price for McTominay. The Red Devils are thought to want around £40 million for their academy graduate, a price West Ham are hesitant to pay. But Football Insider also claims that United do have some wiggle room over their demands and are willing to negotiate. The need to raise funds in order to continue their summer shopping will no doubt be a factor in that pliability. Erik Ten Hag is keen to add Fiorentina midfielder Sofiane Mrabit to his squad and will need around £25 million to sign him. There may well be other signings in the pipeline after that one too, meaning United will be looking to extract the best fees they can, but with the new season around the corner, and Ten Hag preferring to get signings in the door sooner rather than later, flexibility may well be the order of the day. Real Betis redying offer for Manchester United starlet Alvaro Fernandez. Manchester United have had a fairly patchy record when it comes to sending their young players out on loan, but Alvaro Fernandez's move to Preston North End last term was undoubtedly a success. The Spaniard impressed so much that he now has suitors lined up all around Europe, keen to help continue his development. As reported by the People's Person, newly promoted Burnley are looking to draft him in to help them maintain their new status. And now reports in Spain indicate that Real Betis want the 20-year-old to help them solve their crisis at left back. Real Betis manager Manuel Pellegrini has a wealth of experience in building successful teams that tend to rely on wing backs for width that could suit Fernandez, a naturally attack-minded footballer down to a T, as being given the freedom to regularly overlap would allow him to showcase his talents. A Betis loan would have the added benefit of affording Fernandez with European experience, as their sixth-place finish last term won them a spot in the Europa League. There would be plenty to like about a loan to Betis for Fernandez, but the key question would be game time. Currently, Real Betis have Abner Vinicius on the books at left back, but he is likely to leave the club on loan, having failed to convince last season. They do have plans to recruit another player on a permanent basis in the position, however, and one would assume that any player they do sign will automatically go in as a first choice, with plenty of games to play across multiple competitions. However, if an offer does arrive from Real Betis, it would be well worth considering for both Manchester United and Alvaro Fernandez. First and foremost, all parties must consider what is best for the player's development. Danny Murphy warns fans against writing 24-year-old Man United star off. Danny Murphy is backing Mason Mount to be a quality player for Manchester United. After failing to extend his contract at Stamford Bridge last season, Mount became a strong candidate to leave London once the transfer opened earlier in the summer, and despite being wanted by a host of clubs, including bitter rivals Liverpool, it was Erik Ten Hag's Red Devils who managed to convince the attacking midfielder to join their project. Teaming up with the Dutchman, who is thought to be a long-time fan of the Chelsea Academy graduate, Mount arrived at Old Trafford recently in a deal worth £55 million. Irrespective of his high-profile transfer though, Mount has experienced a tough pre-season. Although the 24-year-old's performances haven't been too bad, failure to score or register a single assist, including missing a golden chance during Saturday's friendly against Lens, has some questioning what kind of impact he can have next season. However, Adam, the England international, is a top player and one that will come good. Murphy has picked United new number 7 as one of his top 5 Premier League players to watch next season. He told the Daily Mail, "It's amazing how many people have already written him off. I speak to lots of people in football and they all have the same opinion. Mason Mount is a super player who has had one bad season, and that came in Chelsea's most traumatic campaign in years. United fans will not realize what a player they have until they see him in action. He was Player of the Year for 2 seasons in a row at Chelsea in a team full of superstars. Every manager at the club played him. Those Chelsea fans who were happy to see him go, and the United fans who were nonplussed by his arrival, will be changing their opinion very quickly. Anthony impresses for Man United in a 3-1 comeback win over Lens. Anthony produced an impressive second half performance as Manchester United secured a 3-1 comeback win over Lens at Old Trafford. The Red Devils were unconvincing in the opening half of the friendly. They trailed 1-0 at the break after a wonder goal from Florian Sotoka. However, they made amends following the interval with 3 quick-fire goals before the hour mark. Anthony was one of the best performers. He delivered a superb assist for Marcus Rashford's equalizer before scoring a goal of his own. Aside from his goal involvement, the Brazilian winger completed 33 out of his 40 passes while winning 4 out of his 9 duels contested. The 23-year-old has had a mixed preseason campaign. He was guilty of missing clear-cut scoring chances against Arsenal and Borussia Dortmund. However, the Brazilian has also made key goal contributions. He scored a second half equalizer against Dortmund before United suffered a 3-2 defeat against Lens. He was pivotal to the turnaround from 0-1 to 2-1 with his goal and assist. In our opinion, the former Ajax star is finding form at the right time, but he needs to be consistent from the off rather than turning up after the break. If he manages to do that in the upcoming season, he could turn into a real match winner for United. The Red Devils have one more friendly against Atletico Bilbao today. Manager Erik could ring in the changes with the short turnaround time. United start their league campaign against Wolverhampton Wanderers on August 14. Andre Onana takes responsibility for conceding embarrassing goal on his Old Trafford debut. Manchester United goalkeeper Andre Onana has taken the blame for the goal Lens scored in their friendly yesterday. United registered a 3-1 victory but had to recover from a nightmare start when Sotoka called the goalkeeper off his line to score from 40 yards. The 27-year-old took responsibility for the goal in his post-match interview with MUTV. He said via Manchester Evening News, "I am happy for the win. Of course, we can always be better. Some things we have to try to fix. Like I always say, I am responsible for everything, especially when we concede goals. I am the big man at the back, so I take all the criticism, all the pressure on me. It was a great game for me and for the guys, some important goals, and I'm happy for everything." Onana is a modern-day goalkeeper who is willing to take risk to benefit his side. Erik ten Hag wanted a shot stopper with ball-playing skills, and Onana fits that criteria. He is a sweeper-keeper, often operating as an extra body between the center defenders. This allows his team to push more bodies into the opponent half. He invites pressure and uses his excellent passing abilities to find his teammates. Ederson conceded some sloppy goals when he arrived at Manchester City. He lived through those moments and is now the reason why City have dominated English top flight in recent years. Man United in the front row to sign Sofiane Amrabat. Fiorentina won 25 million euros as fixed fee. Manchester United are in the front row to sign Fiorentina midfielder Sofiane Amrabat this summer, according to La Repubblica. The Red Devils have already made 3 signings in Mason Mount, Andre Onana and Rasmus Hojlund this summer. Amrabat could be the next player to join the club. The midfielder was recently left out of the Sela Cup by Fiorentina due to a minor foot problem, and La Repubblica claimed that the Moroccan is getting closer to an exit. United are yet to make a formal proposal on the table, but they are still in the front row to sign the 26-year-old, having already agreed personal terms with him. It's known that Fiorentina want 30 million euros for their prized asset, but they should sanction his departure for an initial fee of 25 million euros plus bonuses in the coming days. United have generally negotiated one deal at a time. They initially focused on purchasing Mount from Chelsea before opening talks with Inter Milan for Onana. As soon as they secured his signature, the Red Devils stepped up discussions with Atalanta for Hojlund. The Dane was presented to the fans at Old Trafford yesterday. Emrabat is the next player on the radar. The extraordinary star is determined to make the switch, but United could delay his arrival until they offload a couple of midfielders. Fred, Donny van de Beek, and Scott McTominay have been linked with exit. Fred should be the most likely candidate to leave, having entered the last year of his contract. Van de Beek could be the next player to head for the exit door. We would personally prefer to keep McTominay at the club unless there is a significant transfer offer. Emrabat should be a top quality signing for United. The Utrecht graduate can play in multiple roles, but he is most comfortable operating from the number 6 position. I will be uploading daily Manchester United news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.